technology. Now, the bullets in the Civil War were more of a streamlined shape rather than a ball shape. And they no longer use the lead balls because the lead balls were very inaccurate. They barely flew that far, and they weren't as lethal. And they have a striking resemblance to modern day bullets. As you see here, we are comparing the Civil War bullets to a modern day 9mm pistol round. Next. Ironclads. Now, the ironclads played an important role in the Civil War and in marine warfare in general. Now, they ended the battle of wooden warships because wooden ships, they require constant maintenance because they're made out of wood. The wood would rot, and they would have to replace the wood. They had to finish it again, and also it wouldn't last as long. And they were both made by the North and South, but originally they were made by the South, so they could get around the military blockade to import their cotton to the British. And the iron plates on it protected it from the cannonballs and bullets, because on the wooden ships, the cannonballs would go straight through the ship and totally destroying the ship, but on the ironclads they just bounced off and did no harm to it. And they were named the Merrimack and the Monitor. Rifles. Some rifles could hold multiple shots, and those rifles are called repeating rifles, which I'll get to that later. They were more accurate and deadly, so as they were more accurate, they could hit more vital spots on the soldier to bring him down, and there's a high percentage of it going to kill the soldier. And some rifles were actually the early shotgun, not as in shotguns firing shotgun shells like these, but as in the design. As you see here, we have a lever action rifle. Now, a lever action rifle is a rifle that can hold multiple shots, and it has to be manually loaded each time. So every time you shoot a bullet, you just simply pull down on the lever and pull it back up, and a new shot is loaded instantly. Now, revolvers and pistols. They were handheld firearms used for close quarter combat, because if you were close to somebody, you wouldn't use a long musket. You would rather use a small firearm. Now, a lot of people get confused with pistols and revolvers. They are different, actually. Pistols were loaded down the barrel every shot, so they were more powerful, but they could only hold one shot. Revolvers had a revolving chamber, as you see here. They could hold multiple shots, and they could hold up to 6 shots without reloading more often. Now, cannonballs. They were obviously projectiles that were launched from cannons, and some had a shotgun effect. Like as you see here, we have a cannonball with 7 little smaller balls in it, and as it fired from the cannon, it would spread and hit multiple people, and also it would spread more and hit a wider target. And some cannonballs exploded on impact, as you see here, and just like the modern day grenade launcher, except more cannonball shape. And there were even streamlined cannonballs, like right here, but they wouldn't really call them cannonballs because they're streamlined, and a ball is more of a sphere shape. New weapon designs. Most rifles were loaded down the barrel, as they have been for many years, and repeating rifles weren't used that often because of the difficulty to manufacture them. They're really hard to manufacture, so they weren't used that often. And rifles that were repeating rifles were rifles that could hold multiple rounds of ammunition. As you see here, we have a repeating rifle, a lever action rifle. You can hold multiple bullets, and here we have a regular musket that can only hold 1 bullet. Now, design of modern weapons. Now, the modern weapons have set the Civil War weapons have set a major influence in today's modern day weapons. See here we have the revolver of back then, and now it has evolved to now the 50 caliber Magnum. Now, 50 caliber means like the diameter of the bullet is ½ an inch, as in 50.5. See here we have a regular musket and an infantry rifle. Now we have the modern day M4. And surprisingly, the modern day M4 fires bullets these small. Well, this is just a shell of it, but It's pretty small for a rifle that size. And then the Gatling gun. Now the Gatling gun was a really incredible design. It was shaped like this. It had multiple barrels which could fire at a more rapid rate. And it had a giant clip that had bullets in it. And to fire it, there was a crank, and as you cranked it, the barrel spun, and it would shoot the bullets. Now, not a lot of people used it because it was really hard to carry around. It was really hard to use. It was really cumbersome, so they decided to drop it. And then later, they picked up the design, and now we have the modern day Dillon minigun. Now, a Dillon minigun can now shoot up to 4,000 rounds per minute. That is a lot of bullets and a lot of money spending on those bullets.
You just hit 6 minutes.
Alright. In conclusion, Civil War weapons were the turning point of firearms because many new designs were made during the Civil War. Many Civil War weapons were the major influences of modern day weaponry, as we saw in the previous slide, with the Gatling gun and the repeating rifle, or the lever action rifle. And many new and unusual designs were made during the Civil War, such as the ironclads. They were a little unusual, but a little new at the same time, but they were really amazing. And they set the starting point for the modern day submarine.
All right.